Hey everybody, Steve here, back with our Week 9 team builder in the VBL. This week we're playing the New York Ninetales. I know at the end of the match, after we won last week, I said that playoffs were looking good. There's actually a 7-way tie for third right now, so, so anything could happen. It is conceivable that I go even 6-4 and don't qualify for the playoffs. So I think both of these games are a must-win if I want to guarantee getting into the playoffs. Everything's in my hands. So getting into this week's match, we are playing the New York Ninetales. He's got Appleton, G-Max, Tyranitar, Reuniclus, Fletchinder, Arctivish, Hitmonchan, Excadrill, Mimikyu, Charjabug, Haunter, and Rapidash. So looking at his team, these four that I've highlighted in green are what I'm mainly preparing for. I believe he's brought them every week. Tyranitar plus Excadrill and Reuniclus plus Mimikyu. The Reuniclus plus Mimikyu is especially scary with some Trick Room plus Shadow Sneak into Reuniclus to activate the weakness policy. Tyranitar could also be a weakness policy. You could honestly even run a Choice Scarf Arctivish to activate an Excadrill weakness policy and then come out with the Sand. So yeah, I'd say his most scary strategies would revolve around weakness policy. I don't know if Arctivish gets Ice Shard. Actually, I could probably check. It doesn't. Okay. If you got Ice Shard, I'd be concerned about Appleton weakness policy too. Furthermore, he's got really good Trick Room options. Appleton, Reuniclus. Yeah, that's mainly it. Arctivish could be good. He doesn't really have a Slush Rush strategy here, unless he wants to set Hail manually. I don't even know who could do that. Actually, let's check that too. Hail, just the Arctivish. Okay, so he's not going to do that. So I think he's going to bring those four. And then Fletchinder I'm worried about just because of Tailwind. Oh, and back on the Trick Room for a second. My Trick Room options, Delmise mainly, is faster than his Trick Room sweepers. And we'll get into that when we get to the team. I'm thinking he might bring Fletchinder for Tailwind. It's also good against Heracross, who I have yet to bring. Hitmonchan would be good against the Magnezone, and just has good coverage moves. And then Haunter, I feel like he would come to imprison a Trick Room, possibly. Maybe do some Destiny Bond stuff. And Rapidash, the more I think about it, is actually an incredible option against me because I didn't realize it got Solar Blade, which is horrifying. And if I see Rapidash in his team, I'm going to be pretty concerned, and I will have to scout out what it actually does. A Rapidash with a grass move is very scary to me. So hopefully he doesn't bring that. As I was making this team, every time I added something, it was like, ah man, but if he just brings this, I just lose. And the current team I brought, I think, is good against everything except Rapidash. So, let's get into the team. Okay, so I've got Cinderace, G-Max, Grimmsnarl, Porygon 2, Delmise, Heracross, and Quagsire. This is the debut of the Heracross, and also the debut of Coaching Cinderace. So I've got a Focus Sash, Libero, Cinderace with Coaching, Protect, Pyro Ball, and Ally Switch. I did play around with some max defense, max HP, or other defensive spreads, but there was no way to survive either Excadrill or Reuniclus, or both of them at the same time with a spread, so I figured, whatever, I'm just going to EV it to outspeed Rapidash, since I can't outspeed Sandrush Excadrill, and then I'm just going to put it all into attack so that a Pyro Ball is still going to do a ton of damage to something, and then the rest into HP. Coaching is going to be for Delmise, Heracross, or Quagsire. It'll combo with any of them. I suspect he will be going after the Cinderace first, in the first game until I use coaching. Every subsequent game, he'll probably ignore it, and that's where the max attack will come in. I can Pyroball stuff. But in general, this is here to support. Just tank a hit, get a +1 attack and defense boost onto one of my actual sweepers, and then do some damage on the way out, or give me a little bit of leeway with ally switch. Grimmsnarl, I'm gonna bring screens, and I got Scary Face, Darkest Lariat, Light Clay with Prankster. I was trying to EV this to live through Max Steel Spike, Life Orb, Jolly, Max Attack, Excadrill, while still having Light Clay instead of a Berry, and that's just not possible. Even with Reflect Up, I go down. So I just decided to split the defenses. I don't think, with a weakness policy boost, I don't think the Reuniclus can KO this without a max Starfall. And yeah, Darkest Lariat is to do some damage. If he leads Mimikyu plus Reuniclus, I'm assuming Mimikyu would be there to set the Trick Room, so if I have Grimmsnarl plus something out there, I can just attack into the Mimikyu twice and probably take it down unless it's max defense. And Scary Face is an option against both his Fast Sand mode as well as his Trick Room mode. If I'm going against Fast Sand, I can Scary Face his Excadrill, bring him back down to normal speed, which means he's slower than Cinderace. And Heracross, let me verify that. Nope, he'd still be faster than Heracross, unfortunately. And in Trick Room, I can Scary Face my own team. So the min speed on the Reuniclus is 30, I believe. I just want to verify that. Reuniclus, blank set, level 50, 0 IVs, and let's get him quiet. 31. Okay, min speed is 31. So if I'm at half speed, I need... Okay, you are going to go down. I need you to be lower. Plus defense minus speed. Relaxed. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're going to keep it like that. I believe Quagsire is at 59. Yes, 58. Good. Okay. These speed EVs are very important. This means that with one Scary Face, in Trick Room, Porygon 2 and Quagsire will both be slower than the Delmise, which means they'll be going first. Or not the Delmise, sorry, the Reuniclus, which means they'll be going first in Trick Room. Delmise has its own way around this with the room service, which we'll get to. So this allows me to function in both the fast and the slow modes. As long as he doesn't get the psychic terrain up, then I can't Scary Face his side. But I can still Scary Face myself. Porygon 2 with Eviolite and Download. No Trick Room this time, just so I can't get imprisoned. Icy Wind to use on the fast mode if he has Excadrill out. Recover is a necessary move on Porygon 2. Shadow Ball is, I think it hits most of his team for neutral damage. Let me verify that. Appleton, not Tyranitar. That's it. Not Tyranitar, and super effective against Taunter and Mimikyu. And that super effective against Mimikyu is very key, because this Porygon 2 is going to be very good at countering the Mimikyu plus Reuniclus option. That's because of Eerie Impulse. So in this previous scenario where he does get Trick Room off, and I have Grimmsnarl Porygon 2 out, I can Scary Face my own Porygon 2, make him slower than the Reuniclus, and Eerie Impulse the Reuniclus, assuming that he's going to max it or Shadow Sneak and get a weakness policy off or something like that. So that'll bring him back down to neutral, and I can just recover off the damage or just keep using Yuri Impulse. And I can always just switch out Porygon too if Trick Room ends. So this is fairly creative and a really good option here. I think I might I'll do some more calcs on this against max special attack Reuniclus and max attack Excadrill, and see if I can sneak in some special attack EVs here. And see how much I need with the Shadow Ball too. And then this Delmice set is the exact same as last week. Room service so that I go slower in Trick Room than everything else, and faster outside of Trick Room than his Trick Room options, not everything else. Power Whip, Anchor Shot, Poltergeist. It's super effective or neutral damage against everything. Yep. So it's super effective against the Tyranitar, Reuniclus, Arctovish, Steel Ground? Nope, but neutral. Mimikyu, Haunter, and not the Rapidash. It's fairly straightforward. Delmize has been kicking ass on my team, so maybe that'll continue. Then we get the Assault Vest Heracross with Guts. So Guts is here because I suspect there will be some burns coming out. You don't want to burn this Guts Heracross when he's got a coaching boost. The attack EVs the speed EVs are here to outspeed the Hitmonchan, I believe. Yes, I'm not terribly concerned about outspeeding the Fletchinder. Even though it's flying type, I'm more banking on him not bringing it. And then there's nothing else. I can't outspeed the Excadrill or the Mimikyu or the Rapidash, so no point in dumping any more speed in there. I don't think, Fletchinder's not really that strong either, right? Where are you at? Fletchinder attack, 73 attack. So even like a Sharp Beak, dual Wing Beat when I'm maxed, it's probably not gonna do a hell of a lot when I've got +1 Heracross. As for the moves, Aerial Ace, Mega Horn, Close Combat, and Shadow Claw. My plan, at least in Game 1, is to lead Cinderace Heracross, coaching on Heracross, max him, and just start going to town on something. If he leads Mimikyu Reuniclus, I'm not going to max. I'm going to assume he's going to protect Reuniclus and set up Trick Room, expecting a taunt or something, and I'm just going to double into the Mimikyu, take him out. Mega Horn or Shadow Claw. I'll do some calcs. I feel like Shadow Claw might do more, but it should be able to one-hit KO Pyro Ball plus Shadow Claw into the Mimikyu. Pyro Ball will break the disguise, and then Shadow Claw will clean him up. Outside of that, Close Combat's 4 times effective on Tyranitar, 2 times effective on Excadrill. Reuniclus, it's super effective. Mega Horn's also super effective against Appleton. I don't have anything super effective against Fletchinder, but whatever. Close Combat's good against Arctovish, Aerial Ace on Hitmonchan, Shadow Claw on Mimikyu, and against the Rapidash, again, nothing. So this is the main reason why I'm concerned about Rapidash. But Heracross is just too good against his team not to bring, so that makes me think he is going to bring the Rapidash and the Fletchinder. I would not be surprised if those are the 2 that round out his team, in addition to those Tyranitar, Excadrill, Reuniclus, and Mimikyu. So I'm hoping to sweep Game 1 with Heracross. Ideally, I'll have Cinderace, Heracross lead, and then, depending on what he has, either Porygon 2 Delmize or Delmize Quagsire, something like that. And now we get to Quagsire. So this started out incredibly defensively with a Rindo Berry. And then I realized if I get down to Quagsire versus Appleton, I've already lost. The Rindo Berry doesn't do anything. So got rid of the Rindo Berry, changed around the moveset a little bit. You might be thinking, Life Orb with 1 attacking move? What the heck are you doing? And what the heck am I doing indeed? With a water move, I am only resisted by the Arctivish and the Appleton. Not only that, I do super effective damage against his Tyranitar, Fletchinder, Excadrill, and Rapidash with one type of move. So this sounds like a meme, but leading Cinderace Quagsire and just using coaching on Quagsire is also going to be an effective strategy. Alternatively, I lead him in the back. He's unaware, so that means he doesn't get hit more effectively by the the boosted stats on the opponent's side, and I can just haze him off after. Now the speed, we remember the Porygon 2 and Grimmsnarl are both 58, Quagsire's at 59. This also means after Scary Face, Quagsire is going before Reuniclus in Trick Room, if I Scary Face my Quagsire. Which means if I have Grimmsnarl Quagsire out against Mimikyu Mimikyu Reuniclus, I can Scary Face my Quagsire and use Haze, assuming that he Shadow Sneaks and activates a weakness policy on Reuniclus. Now that's obviously risky because if he doesn't do that, I just waste an entire turn doing nothing. Because I just lower my speed and then unlower my speed in the same turn. Yeah, so this is mainly defensive, but it's also here to do super effective damage against his sand stuff, because Excadrill can't really hit Quagsire. Tyranitar can with dark moves, but with Unaware and these defensive investments, I should be able to handle that fairly well. With Recover, Liquidation also has a chance of lowering their defense, and Haze will get rid of any weakness policy stuff. So yeah, that's the team. This getting back into the realm of gimmicky, but I have to bring out coaching Cinderace once. Hopefully this works, because I think I need the win. If I win this, I think I might be able to guarantee playoffs with 6-3. I know some people that are tied still have to play each other. I only have to play the people that are outside of the playoff picture right now. So I've already played my quote-unquote toughest matches. And so now it's just up to me to play well and get into the playoffs. So thanks for watching, and good luck to my opponent.